Alright, so we are going to learn how to use our distance sensor in this video. This is an ultrasonic sensor. So it's sending out a little signal and it bounces back, and it's going to use that time difference to be able to figure out how far away an object is. It kind of looks like little robot eyeballs. Alright, and this is actually pretty straightforward. Our first thing we're going to need to do after we've opened up make code is we're going to install the extension called Grove, and there it is over there. But if it doesn't show up on your screen, you can do Grove as a search, and it should be the first one that pops up. And when you click it, it's going to install the Grove block, and it's going to install a lot of extensions. So it's going to install LED, 4 digits, and there's our ultrasonic. But as you scroll down, you'll see it installs a lot. Alright, we've used it before for our AHT and our carbon dioxide sensors. Okay, and so let's scroll back down here to our ultrasonic sensor. Okay, and so we're gonna do the same thing as we've usually done in the past. Is what I'm wanting to do is I'm gonna want to set up like a little smiley face, a frowny face, if the distance that I'm detecting is over or under a certain distance, and I'm going to have that appear on my microbit. So we're going to minimize the number of pieces that we need for this. So I'm going to first set up a variable that I want to store my data in. So I'm going to call my variable something super uninventive called distance. Okay, so there's my distance. Okay, and I'm just going to put this here in my forever loop. I can make a function and call get data and store it in my get data function and call that. But we're going to keep this one pretty simple. Okay, so now in my Grove, I'm going to need to get that information. So I like working in centimeters. Okay, and notice there's an ultrasonic sensor and a V2 ultrasonic sensor. You're probably got the V2 because that one's been around for a while. The V1 is pretty old, and if you are not sure, it should say the model number right where you plug it in. So this is a V2 model. So I'm going to get my V2. That's going to be my distance, and I'm going to just plug it here into my P12. Okay. Okay, so I need to change my P not there to P12. Alright, so now whatever this guy detects is going to be read off of P12. Okay. Now what I want to do is I am going to create a if-then statement. Okay, so I'm going to create a logic comparison where I'm going to say if my distance is greater than, let's say, I got this in centimeters, let's say 10 centimeters. Let's put a smiley face. Actually, I'm going to change that to 20. Oh, no, let's leave it as 10 because that will fit on the camera. And if it's not that, show me a frowny face. Okay, so that's pretty simple. And let's download this to my microbit. Alright, and my microbit should pop up here in a second. Now, let's see, am I connected? Yep, I've got to connect my microbit. So let's pair it. There it is. Let's connect. Okay, let's hit done. Let's install my microbit. Okay, and so let's see. I've got a board. It's not working. Okay, so I think my file just hadn't downloaded. So now, there we go. That's what had happened. My file didn't completely download correctly the first time. So now I've got my board. As I move it up, I get from a smiley face to a frowny face. Smiley face, frowny face, smiley face, frowny. Yep, works perfectly. All right, and you can modify this, right? So I could have a more complicated thing, right? I could do a Boolean. I could go in and I could go to my logic and I could put a Boolean statement in here. And I could say if my distance is greater than 10 or my distance is say less than 50, okay, show me a smiley face, okay, and if it's outside of that range, or you could say an and, so that means it has to be both of those, okay, show me a smiley face. If not, show me a frowny face. So you can decide on what it is that you might want to have. And again, you can also have it where you can play a beep, right, as it's getting closer, okay, you know, things like that. So the distance sensor is actually pretty straightforward on how to use, and so there you go.